this is, as you all know, I studied in Australia, so I will be telling you about the land down under, on the western side. So I studied in Perth, which is right here on the western edge. Oh, sorry. Right here on the western edge, and Atlanta's right there. So it's about an 11,000-mile distance, which is roughly like halfway around the world. Exactly halfway, I think. There's usually like a 12-hour difference that I had to work with my family. And that is from Kings Park. So this is the downtown area right here. And when I worked right after graduation, I worked right in the city over here. That's Swan River. So all the properties over here, people really want to live right by the river. It's really nice to overlook everything. So that's Perth. So this is my school. That's my graduation a year ago. I went to Murdoch University. It's about 25 minutes out of Perth, so I used to commute every day. That's the law school. It's quite small. This is the only lecture hall that they have, so most of it is faculty offices. So what I did was the Bachelor of Laws, which was graduate entry, so it was a 3-year, because I already had an undergraduate from Georgia Tech. In Australia, you can do the Juris Doctor as well. It's not required that you have to do one or the other. It's just what the school has option-wise. So how it was mostly lecture. Tutorials were every week, so it was practical, hands-on learning. Assignments were required for each class, so we had to do a lot of research and writing. And there was only one clinic option, whereas when I was at the school in the US, there were multiple clinics where you could get into practical stuff. Like I know at GSU they have a health law clinic, a taxpayer clinic, and I think an immigration clinic. So that was one of the downsides about Murdoch. So the other thing I wanted to hit on was international students. There were a lot of them at Murdoch because they all came from Africa, the Middle East, Singapore, Malaysia, China. So there was a lot of diversity, and I learned a lot from all the students that I interacted with. And whereas at GSU, I think we are the most diverse in the room. Looking at the JD students, it's not as diverse as all of us. So I think that could be something that GSU can work on in the future. And unfortunately, that's not my library, but it's really pretty. I think it's Trinity College in Ireland, which is really, really nice.
Wow.
But this library here is really, really nice compared to the one that I was in, because we didn't have a law school library. It was one library that everyone shared, and it was old, and it smelled funny, there was mold, it was just not the place that you wanted to study. Technology-wise, it was also quite slow, recordings wouldn't work, stuff like that. So we're quite lucky that we're in this building, I think, and I think a lot of us probably feel that we can study here and spend time. So yeah, that's it. And I think there's of course going to be differences because Australia and the US are quite different, but there's also similarities which I've learned and hopefully get better at being a lawyer here. So, yep.
Hold on, I got some questions. These are easy questions, like no stress questions. Go back to slide 1.
This one?
2. Is that the way you go, or do you go the other way around the globe?
I've gone through Doha, which is right there.
Yeah.
So Perth, Doha, Atlanta. Or I've gone Sydney to LA, and then LA to Atlanta. I prefer Doha, I just like to change one.
Right, because if you go the other way, you have to go to Sydney.
But it's about 10, 12, 14-hour flight if you go Doha. So.
And then one more question. You told me something so interesting about the ozone being depleted. And
yeah.
Tell about that.
So the ozone is basically gone, right? So you basically have to cover your skin all the time. Skin cancer rates are really, really high. So I remember when I used to drive, my skin would feel like it was burning, so I had to make sure that I was wearing long sleeve shirts, put on sunscreen. I didn't have a hat. What? So I would always put on sunscreen, try to sit in the shade, even though it's really nice. The beaches are amazing, but you don't want skin cancer, so you have to stay out of it as much as possible.
Thank you.